Welcome back to The Joy of Vinyl. I'm Rick Coste. I thought I would take a lighter or slightly lighter touch with this week's topic, and I say that literally, a lighter touch. I created this channel to talk about everything vinyl related. Some things may seem simple or routine to longtime collectors, but this channel is also for those that are new to vinyl, who are new to discovering it, and those who want to explore the format for the first time, and they might have a few questions. So today, we will be talking about taking care of your records at its most basic, using a record brush. Now this is the record brush that I use. It's from the folks at AudioQuest. You might recognize that name. AudioQuest makes high-end, high-quality speaker cables and interconnects. They also make record brushes. This one is billed as a superconductive anti-static brush. Superconductive and anti-static. Sounds like a bold statement, right? What does superconductive even mean? And how is it anti-static? Well, that's a really good question. And the answer lies in why you can't simply use any old brush. And please don't use any old brush. There's a chance that doing so will scratch and ruin your record. So, back to the claims of superconductivity and anti-static. It all has to do with the materials. Well, that's a no-brainer. There's nothing special going on here. It requires more work from you than what it does. The conductivity refers to the brush fibers itself. And the AudioQuest brush, at least this one in particular, has 1,248,000 carbon fibers. Wow. Imagine if this was also handmade. Being carbon, they dissipate static electricity. I had to look up why, and there is an entire science behind it to back the whole thing up. And it all has to do with the carbon's atomic structure and how electrons move freely across the layers of linked carbon atoms. And I'll stop there. I trust the science, and well, it explains why carbon fibers are highly desirable when it comes to removing the static from a record's surface. But superconductive. Well, the super in the claim is really more of a marketing term. Carbon is conductive, but it's not as conductive as, say, copper or silver. But I don't think you'd want to scrape copper fibers across your record's surface. I wonder if anyone makes such a thing. I really hope not. So the whole super thing aside, the brush itself is very good at what it does. It cleans the dust off the record and helps with the static removal. It might not be as good as, say, that zero-stat anti-static gun. I really want to try one of those someday, but I've heard it does the job, and this does the job too. So how do you use it? And this is where opinions come in. I'll show you how I use it. Now, with the record spinning, I gently hold the brush over the grooves. And there's no need to sweep it back and forth or do anything like that. The spinning of the record does really everything for you. This brush has 2 rows of fiber layers. I slightly angle it to collect dust with the front row, and then I angle it slightly back to capture the dust that the front layer might have missed. Then I gently sweep it off the record. Now, there's no need to use any pressure when doing this. If the fibers bend, well, it probably means I'm doing it too hard. And these fibers are extremely soft. And they're light, so any damage is very unlikely. I'd have to press hard on, really hard on it so that the plastic handle bumps the surface of the record to risk any, real damage. One thing about this brush that I really like, and it's the little things. The handle here, this can be used to clean the dust from the brush fibers itself. The carbon fibers help neutralize static buildup as it cleans. And also any other particulates that are on the record. Now, if you've ever heard a record played that has a lot of pops and crackles, well, static electricity could be the culprit. It attracts dust and also attracts other particles that are in the air. As the stylus tracks the groove, you have all that activity going on. You have the crackle of static electricity, you have the stylus colliding with dust particles, and also the fact that the contact of the stylus with the vinyl itself, well, that generates static electricity. Static electricity is the enemy, and a brush like this helps to combat it. What it won't do is, it won't help with removing dirts and oils. that requires a more dedicated cleaning routine, and I'll link to mine in the notes for this show. Now, do I use the brush with every play? I probably should, so I'll say I do, just like I tell my dentist I floss every day. So, for those of you who have been doing this for years, what advice and tips would you tell someone who has never used a record brush? Maybe even the type that you like to use, if it's different than this one. So comment below. And if you're subscribed, just click the button over here. Or you want to subscribe, click the button over here. Thank you for watching, as always. And until next time, please take care of yourself and enjoy your records.